Hey guys, this is Joel from the Fincastle Pokemon Gym. Now, I mentioned a few weeks ago that I have several non-meta decks in pretty good order to present, and I'll get back to those next time, but as we get closer to rotation, I'm narrowing down what I have built as what I like to call my Saturday winners, and by that I mean a deck that I have ready to jump into any random tournament, at a convention, or a game store, on the rare weekends that I do have time to go play a few rounds and clean up and take all of their prizes. The Chien Pao EX, Hisuian Zoroark VSTAR, and Okidogi EX have held those spots for a while and have netted me some nice prizes from some local stores. But now I need to update my Backpack O decks. Hisuian Zoroark is gone. The Chien Pao EX, I think I've got that one updated pretty well. I'll probably present that here in the next couple weeks as well. Okidogi is next on my worksheet. I'm not sure if I can get it to the same level that it is at now without Dark Patch, but I'm going to mess with that and see. I hope I can. And then there is today's deck, which has definitely slipped into my number one spot, and that is Gholdengo EX. I've seen the same list over and over with increasing popularity in the past few weeks, but they still lean pretty heavy on the cards that are about to rotate. And those of you that have followed what I do know that I've been on post-rotation for a while now, so I have no interest to talk about those decks as they are at the moment. So for the folks who just entered the room, way in the back, let's look really quickly at the card and then just go from there. A Gholdengo EX is a Stage 1, 260 HP Metal type. We got one ability, one attack, weakness to fire, resistance to grass, and a 2 energy retreat cost. And everything here merits highlighting, which is why this card is quickly rising into the format. The ability coin bonus is pretty simple. It just states that each Gholdengo EX in play may draw a card whenever you choose during the turn. And if one of the Gholdengo is active, that one may draw 2 cards. And we'll get to why that is so strong at the moment when we get to the list. But if you have all 4 in play, you can draw an extra 5 cards that turn in addition to whatever else you do, which is pretty amazing. And he has one attack called Make It Rain, which requires just 1 energy, 1 metal energy. And then it states you may discard as many basic energy from your hand, and they can be of any type. And it does 50 damage for each. So just looking at the numbers, this is pretty basic math. 5 will get you 250 damage, which gets most of the EX and the regular Vs. 6 will get you 300, and that gets you all the V-stars, including everything below those. 7 gets you to 350, which is pretty much everything else. And I think some of the upcoming megas may push beyond that, maybe to like 360 or a little bit more, but 1 more energy will get all of them too. You'll have to remember those guys are 3 prize card targets, so 8 energies will definitely be worth that expenditure. But what makes that attack and that ability combination so strong is the supporter card, Cypher Maniac's Code Breaking, and the recent A-Spec Energy Search Pro. Now Cypher, I'm not going to say that whole name every time I mention that, so we'll just call it Cypher, lets you search any 2 cards and put them on top of your deck in whichever order you want to put them, which then you can immediately draw with Gholdengo's ability. And if you need to, you can put the A-Spec there and use it to search out up to 8 energy, as long as none of them are prized. And then, even if you have to attach the metal energy to Gholdengo so you can attack, you still have 7 in your hand, or 350 damage to do, often on your second turn. And from there, you just recycle those energies for the rest of the game with the 4 superior energy retrieval items. And if you can attack like that 2 more times, it's game over for pretty much anything that you're playing against. Now, what I've done, as you look over this list, you'll see, I've taken what is already amazing draw power and given it a caffeine-laden, sugar-drenched, crack cocaine-laced boost. And again, if any of you have followed much of what I've done here, you should know by now that I'll put the Dunsparce in anything and everything I can. And I've got a 3-3 line in here, which is even further bolstered by Pheasantipity. So if you're not impressed by the draw power that you have in your hands with this combination, then I don't know what will ever impress you. I threw a Monkey Dorian here because I play a Dark Energy, and whether he gets used or not depends on the matchup. In slower games like Dragon Ball DX, it's not hard to find a turn to get him out and attach to him. He does make the math favorable in that game, because they can't set up the 2 hits on your 260 HP Gholdengo if you move 30 damage off of one of your guys. And in any stage 2 match, he can bring guys like Charizard, Dragapult, Gardevoir EX, any of those guys down to where you only have to toss 6 energies to hit those guys by doing 300 damage. Real quick, mentioning Dragapult reminded me that I switched after shooting most of my games from that 50 HP Gimmighoul to one of the 70 HP ones. I just wasn't aware of the existence of the 70 HP one, but by switching those, that also makes that Dragapult matchup a little less scary. A Fan Rotom is there just as a consistency card to make sure you can get to the Dunsparce quickly. And I added a couple Morty because he lets you draw no matter what your hand size is. In some games your hand does get a little bit out of control with all the draw power here, and despite that, he can let you still get 7 or 8 cards depending on what you're playing against. Now I would warn you to not deck yourself out with this because you do so much drawing with it, but as long as you cycle your Dunsparce, you actually never will because he always goes back into your deck. That should just about cover everything. Again, if you have any questions, ask in the comments. Now let's make it rain. This first game is going to be one of many that I recorded against Dragapult EX. There's a lot of that online right now. Tried to pick some stuff that would be kind of unique to show you some different things. This turn, I'm just getting some basics out. Got a pretty full line. Got 3 Dunsparce down. Go ahead and toss a Fighting Energy and get 3 more with Morty. You see I got my ace back. I'm going to get that energy out so I don't draw any of that. But you also see I don't have a way to get any of my evolution Pokemon. So I'm going to go ahead and attach and use Dunsparce's Find a Friend. And I'm just going to get Gholdengo EX with that because there's no way they can take out enough stuff where I can't use him on the next turn. They actually end their turn on just another Rotom as they get set up. Like I said, Dragapult's usually pretty slow, but once it's set up, it's ugly. So I'm going to retreat. I've already got all this energy in hand. I'm going to draw with my coin bonus off the active. Really want to just stay ahead in prizes with this. With that Rotom there and no Dragapult's threatening yet. So easy chance to take an easy 2 prizes here. I only have to toss 4 energies to take out Rotom. He doesn't have any resistances or anything. So Ultra Ball, get another Gholdengo. And use coin bonus there. Get a Dunsparce. A Dunsparce. I tripped myself up trying to say that in this match. Runaway draw. Go ahead and get another Gimmighoul down. Again, this is with the 50 HP Gimmighouls, so they're much more vulnerable in this matchup than they are now with the 70 HP one. We'll toss 4 energies, take out that Rotom, and take our first 2 prizes. Off that, get a Cypher and a Grass Energy. They get evolved to a lot of everything down there, and they hit me for 200, and I'll go ahead and put 60 on that second Gholdengo, trying to set up that double knockout. They also caught up my one without energy, which did cause me a little bit of a problem there. So I've got to attach to that active Gholdengo, where I would have liked to have been able to attach to my Monkey Dory so I can move some damage off. You can see I've got 2 superior energy retrievals in hand. I'm going to toss that Counter Catcher and Poffin. I hope I will never be behind in the game where I can use that Counter Catcher. We use the second superior. Had to burn that one to just get that 1 more energy. I had enough to do 300. With that 1 more, I can do 350. I can one-shot this Dragapult. I'll go ahead and play Cypher and try to set up my next turn. Get a Dunsparce and another superior energy retrieval if my hand doesn't get shuffled away. And we'll toss it all for 350 and one-shot that first Dragapult. You see they don't have any energy on anybody on their bench, so they've got to get a tool to try to keep up. I get a Morty's and a Steel. Energy is always welcome there. This is where this deck can get kind of gross. They burn their Dusknoir, give me another prize, but this is going to be part of a 4 prize card turn on their side. They take up my Monkey Dory. Then they're going to hit my active, knock him out, put 50 on that 50 HP Gimmighoul, and put 10 more on my Gholdengo, so they swing right back into the game, but I still got 1 Gholdengo left. That's all I need. This is where you get to see the drawing go crazy. We use the Dunsparce, get a superior energy retrieval there, draw with Pheasantipity. Get another one, and another Dunsparce, so we'll draw again. I lose track of how many cards I've drawn on this one, but so now we will just toss some stuff that I don't need anymore, because I've got enough energy in the discard pile to more than take care of the Dragon Bolt. Get 4 off of the first superior energy retrieval. I'm gonna get 4 more, and I think that's got me in the 450 range. We will burn them all and see. I believe that's right. And we will one-shot that guy for 450 and take the last one. So again, being able to one-shot Dragapults and staying ahead in the prizes is really all you need to do in that one. This last matchup is a Archaludon Dialga VSTAR deck. I still say Dialga VSTAR is better with Metang, and Archaludon is better on his own. But that's how it is being played at the moment. You can see they've got a Dialga down, trying to get to that first turn play where they can get the Star Chronos and skip my turn. I'm just going to get my basic guys out. I've got my 2 Gholdengo evolved. And with Cypher, I put in a Turo so I can get this Pheasantipede out of the way. And then I put my Energy Search Pro there so I can go ahead and get those energies into my hand. We'll attach a Steel to the Gholdengo and pass. They retreated, evolved to Dialga VSTAR, used that Iron Bundle to blow back my Pheasantipede, so I'm just going to give them the Gimme Ghoul. They didn't have enough energy to do their VSTAR move, and that's going to pretty much be game for them. They take a prize off that. I'll come back to me. I get a Nest Ball, get Monkey Dory. I'll draw with Pheasantipede. And we'll use our first coin bonus from the bench. We'll use the one from the active. We've got a Morty and a Ultra Ball. I'm going to use that Morty and just toss that Fan Rotom. He's no good at this point. Now I'll play that Stretcher and get that Dark Energy back. I've got room to go ahead and attach him to Monkey Dory this turn, so I want to do that. And then we will make it rain. And we'll have to toss 6 and one-shot this Dialga VSTAR and take 2. Get back in the lead, but it puts them in a pretty bad spot. It's a little bit of a gamble to try to get that Dialga play, and if you miss it, I think that's pretty much game. They get an Archaludon, boss up my Pheasantipede, knock it out. Gets them to 3 prize cards left, but they really don't have much else going on the bench. So if I get the knockout here, that should pretty much wrap this up. So I'm going to use my Cypher Maniac and get 2 superior energy retrievals. And with that, I've got enough energy in my discard to more than take out this Archaludon. Get another one for good measure off of a coin bonus. And then I'll go ahead and use the Dunsparce. Get another Dunsparce in my hand. Netball, get a Dunsparce back down, so I keep that play ready to go. So we use that first superior energy retrieval. Toss that counter catcher and Pawfin. Get 4 back there. I still have 2 in my discard. I'm going to check with Vessel just to see if I could not have to burn that one. Only have a Steel left in the deck. That's actually all I need. So I will save that superior energy retrieval. Do 300, knock out the Archaludon, take 2 more prizes. You can see they don't have any Duraludon down, so there's really not any way for them to charge up anything. I guess they take a minute, see that, and then concede. Now, I've played a fair number of games with this, as is, and I don't see much that I'd change. Things to consider are maybe first a second Dark Energy, so you have 1 to attach and still 1 to toss. Maybe a rescue board, although Pheasantipede EX is really the only thing that ever needs it. It's just frustrating if you start with him and he gets in your way early. And I guess the other things might be either a second energy retrieval or a second vessel. Just depends on what you experience when you play it. I think having a second energy retrieval, just a regular one to supplement the superior one, and be able to get 6 in a turn with only having to burn just that 1 superior would be great for consistency. I've got 1 in here and the 2 stretchers. I don't know if it's necessary, but maybe it's worth a try. But overall, I think I'm in a pretty happy place with this one. I've played this format's versions of Gholdengo EX, and it's just never been attractive to me, but when I have a chance to throw my favorite little land snake into a deck, I can be persuaded to give any deck a whirl. And looking at this one, I don't see how anything is going to be anything but just marginally better than Gholdengo EX in the new format. Maybe something else will come along that'll change that, but for right now I just don't see it. But thank you guys for watching. Support for the channel is always appreciated. I'd love to be able to grow this to a point where I can justify more time to it, because more time means more features, like more deck lists, articles, and maybe features on more format stuff. Right now this is just a hobby to entertain myself. It's up to you if you'd like it to become more than that. Also, check out my podcast, Appalachian Dim Sum, if you have a chance. Until next time, be not afraid. Later.